I didn't realize the room had gone silent until the sound of the fork slipping from my hand cut through the stillness. Sharp, metallic, final. The cake in front of me, candles still flickering, suddenly felt like a mockery of celebration. My mother-in-law's breath was warm against my ear as she whispered the sentence that detonated my world. She wasn't with her friends last night. She was with him again. For a moment I couldn't turn my head. Couldn't look at her. Couldn't breathe. The party lights blurred. Colors bleeding like water through tissue paper. My wife Lena was across the room laughing with her friends. Or pretending to. That laugh. It used to make my chest rise with warmth. Tonight, it scraped against me like sandpaper. My mother-in-law, Evelyn, pulled back slowly, her face carved with guilt and something else, fear. "Why are you telling me this now?" I whispered, barely moving my lips. "Because you deserve to know," she said, eyes glistening. "Before you keep building a life on lies." And just like that, she stepped away, melting into the crowd as if she hadn't just lit a fuse to burn the night down. The chatter resumed, faint and distant. My ears rang. I stared at Lena, my wife of 3 years, the woman I moved cities for, changed careers for, built dreams around. Her hand rested lightly on the arm of a man I didn't recognize. She leaned in as he spoke, and he touched her waist, too familiar, too casual. I felt a sour twist in my gut. Don't jump to conclusions. Not here. Not now. That was the first instinct, denial, the mind's pathetic attempt at self-preservation. But the whisper replayed in my head like a cursed echo. She was with him again. Again. I approached Lena slowly, feeling like I was walking toward a fire I'd eventually have to step inside. When she saw me, her smile faltered for a millisecond, too quick for anyone else to catch, but not for me. Not after years of memorizing her expressions. "Hey, birthday boy," she said brightly, wrapping an arm around my waist. "Having fun?" "Depends," I replied, eyes narrowing slightly. "Who's your friend?" Her hesitation was microscopic, but it was there. Flicker. A warning. A truth she tried to bury behind a practiced smile. "This is Evan. We work together," she said. "I told you about him, remember? The one who—" "Yeah," I cut in, forcing a smile. "The funny one from accounting." Evan chuckled, though no one had joked. His handshake was firm, confident, almost territorial. I held his gaze a second too long. Lena's fingers tightened on my arm. "You okay?" she murmured. I kissed her forehead. The gesture felt foreign, mechanical, like reenacting a scene from a marriage I once lived in but no longer recognized. "Perfect," I lied. For the next hour the room felt too loud, the lights too bright, the laughter too false. I watched Lena through crowds, noting small details my brain had once ignored. The way she angled her phone away when messages came in. The delayed responses when I asked simple questions. The new perfume she never wore around me but wore tonight. And something colder. The way Evelyn, who adored Lena, couldn't meet her daughter's eyes. A storm gathered inside me, but it wasn't anger. Not yet. It was an ache. A slow, tearing heartbreak that unspooled with each observation. I excused myself and stepped onto the balcony, the night air cold enough to bite skin. City lights flickered below, indifferent to collapsing lives. Footsteps behind me. Soft. Familiar. My best friend Noah. "You bailed on your own party," he said, joining me. "That bad? Do you ever feel like you're in a life you didn't sign up for?" My voice trembled before I could catch it. He studied me, worried. "What happened?" I swallowed hard. "If someone told you your partner was cheating, would you want to know? Even if it destroyed everything?" Noah exhaled, leaning on the railing. "Truth hurts like hell. But lies rot you from the inside." He paused. "Why? Did someone say something about Lena?" I didn't answer. My silence answered for me. He put a steadying hand on my shoulder. "Talk to her. Don't make assumptions off whispers." Whispers. The word stung. I returned inside just as guests began gathering near the cake again, ready for speeches. My heart thudded against my ribs as if preparing for impact. Evelyn stood beside Lena now. Their eyes were puffy. Had they argued? Lena's jaw was clenched, her hand gripping a wine glass tightly enough to crack. When she looked at me, her expression was no longer carefree. It was wary, guarded, afraid. She knew. Either her mother had told her what she'd done, or what she'd confessed to me. "Let's cut the cake," someone cheered. The knife was placed in my hand. Everyone's eyes were on us. I felt the room hold its breath as if sensing the fracture beneath the celebration. I looked at Lena. Really looked. Her eyes shimmered with unshed tears. Guilt drowned her features. That's when the anger finally surged. Not loud, not explosive, but quiet and devastating. I set the knife down. "Not tonight," I said softly. Confusion rippled across faces. "Lena," I continued, voice steady but cold. "We need to talk. Now." Her lips parted. "Can we please not do this here?" But I was already walking toward the hallway. The crowd murmured, uncertain, uneasy. Lena followed, her steps heavy with dread. We stood alone by the staircase, party noise muffled behind walls. "Who is he?" I asked. She closed her eyes, tears spilling instantly. "Please don't do this here. Not on your birthday." "Who is he?" Her voice broke. "Evan." A hollow laugh escaped me. "The coworker." "Right. It wasn't supposed to happen," she said, shaking. "I was lonely. You were always working late. And then it just. Don't blame my job for your choices." "I'm not," she cried. "I swear I'm not. I tried to end it. I did. But last night," I whispered. She froze. So that part was true. Her silence was the confession. A weight pressed into my chest until I could barely breathe. "Why did you come home at 3 a.m., Lena?" I needed to say goodbye to him. For good. My laugh came sharper this time, like breaking glass. "Goodbye shouldn't take hours." "I messed up," she whispered. "But I love you. I never stopped loving you." Love. The word splintered inside me. Before I could respond, Evelyn appeared at the end of the hallway, tears streaming. "This is my fault," she sobbed. "I told him. I couldn't watch her ruin his life the way I ruined." "Mom, stop." "No," Evelyn cried, voice shaking. "He deserves the truth. All of it. Lena. Tell him who Evan really is." My pulse hammered. What does that mean? Lena's face drained of color. She gripped the wall to steady herself. Evelyn whispered the words that twisted the knife all the way in. "Evan isn't just her coworker. He's her ex-fiancé. The one she never got over." The floor felt like it dropped beneath me. Not a fling. Not a mistake. A continuation of a love she never left behind. Lena reached for me, desperate. "It should have been you, not him. I chose you. I just." "No," I said, stepping back. "You didn't choose me. You settled for me. And you kept him as the backup." Her sob was a sound I'll never forget. Raw, animal, broken. Guests were watching now from afar, sensing devastation without hearing the words. I removed my wedding ring, feeling its weight for the first time. "You didn't just break my heart," I said. "You built a life with me while keeping your door open for someone else." I placed the ring gently into her trembling hand. "Happy birthday." The night air was cold again, but this time it felt honest.